never forget. Through all the pain and the sweat that you're not done with me yet. I got to keep pressing, got to keep pressing.
Good evening, family. Thank you guys for hanging with us on tonight. Right. We just want to talk to you guys tonight about something that happened to us over this past week.
That's right, our Houston trip.
Yes, we had a little getaway to Houston. We had a couple of days off, and we wanted to spend some time together. And so we
kind of just reset.
Yeah.
Marriage maintenance.
Yeah.
You know, when we're not ministering, we have to. We like to spend time with each other. You know, when we're not ministering.
So we decided to kind of shut down and shoot out for a few days just to spend some time together. Right. But before that, we had been seeing advertisements about this conference. And so
the
Mantles Conference,
2023,
Apostle Kevin Duhart and Lisa Duhart hosted this conference. And so we had been hearing about it and had never been to it before.
Because really, we don't go to a lot of conferences at all.
We don't.
Truth be told.
We don't go to a lot of conferences, nothing against people that do, but we're very intentional when it comes to that kind of stuff. If we go to something like that, it has to be because we are really led to be in the room at the conference. And so like I said, we decided that we were going to take a few days off and get away.
At the last minute.
Did
we buy our tickets Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, we did it Wednesday.
And the conference started last
Thursday, yes.
Right.
So at the last minute, we was like, well, let's just get away. But when we shoot down there, you know, this is happening. Maybe we'll you know, duck in and sit in the back or whatever. And you know, even if we go for a day, we were thinking about doing that. But anyway.
And I don't want to interrupt, but I have to be honest. So Apostle Duhart of the Rock Church in San Antonio, I've never heard a minister before. You know, I didn't know what to expect. You know, no knock on him. I just never heard a minister before. I don't watch a lot of different things online. So, you know, I was just skeptical. Because I the anticipation wasn't there because I never heard a minister before. And we had Cherie Eddington.
Yes.
She did the Seek Conference.
Yes.
And so she was also going to minister at the Mantles Conference. So, you know, we wanted to go support her. And then Pastor YPJ. Truth be told, I know, please don't get on me about this, but I learned about him during COVID. And they would show little clips of him. And so I've been watching little clips of him for probably maybe about a year and a half, 2 years, but I've never actually even heard him preach.
He's not an online.
Nah, I'm really not.
If we're online.
No knock, no shade or anything like that. Just kind of honesty to just kind of show you that, you know, when we decided that we were going to go to this, I had no really driving force to go, you know.
Well, I did because I want to go see Prophet Reed.
Right. Well, I want to see Prophet Reed too.
So I was like, well, if we do go, maybe we can find out when she's preaching. Right. So I can see Prophet Reed. So anyway, we decided to go.
Right.
And like I said, the last time we did something like that, there's been, I can count on one hand the times that I said, no matter what we got to do, we got to be there. And the last time we did that was when Apostle Catherine Crick was here. And we decided to go be in the service. And it was an intentional trip. And we met the Spirit of the Lord there. So anyway, we decided to go to this Mantles Conference. We get there, y'all. And all I can say is I have been so blessed over this past weekend and this conference. Right. I do not know how to put it into words. I could go down the list explaining different things that happened, but I'll just begin with the first thing.
Let's go down the list.
Okay.
Let's go down the list on the things that blessed us. It's not a review of the conference, but it's a review of the conference.
It's a review of what happened to us in the conference.
Or what we've witnessed at the conference.
Yes. So I'll start out by saying, I'll give this disclaimer. I don't know about anybody that's watching tonight. Maybe this is a norm for you. I have been in services where I've seen miracles happen, but I will be honest with you. I have not witnessed that in so long.
Right.
That it was almost like I had never seen it before.
Right.
And at this conference, y'all, I don't remember exactly. Was it that morning?
When it was 3 days. Oh, you talking about
when the first miracles began to happen? I think it was a Friday morning. Friday morning, and I think it was it Apostle Duhart? I don't know who the speaker was that day, but we broke out in that morning. The miracles began to happen all over the room, y'all. People that came in there on canes and walkers and stuff like that were walking during the service, were walking before our eyes. The Spirit of the Lord was so heavy in that place. People that were sick were getting healed. There was so many things happening before my very eyes that I couldn't do anything but weep. I couldn't do anything but cry. I can't remember the last time. You know, we have a lot of cliches, stuff that we say. Miracle signs and wonders are happening in this place. But and I'm not saying that those things don't happen on the norm for some people.
Right.
But I will say for me, it's either I'm watching a video of some church service in Africa or something like that. When I see it, I seen it with my own eyes. And at this conference, y'all, and I mean, people were walking. There was a young man that had an asthma attack. I believe that he ended up like in the emergency room in ICU on machines. And the other day they got a praise. We broke out in prayer for this young man. And they released a report the other day that he was on the screen, on the report, smiling, no tubes, no anything. There was so many things that happened at this conference. I could not believe. I hate to say I couldn't believe it because I know God is still healing. I know He's still doing miracles. Right. But to be in an atmosphere and to see it happen right before you, to see people, to see their walker or their canes on the ground, it just was something like it was just amazing. It was just amazing, and I couldn't really keep my composure. And so that was one of the things that blessed me. From that to the classes to the sermons. I mean, if we start from the beginning, Pastor YPJ.
Right.
Oh my God, y'all.
Right.
Oh my God. He's seen clips, but I have watched him preach a couple of times. But the man of God walks heavy in there, and it was just amazing on that Friday night. What was something that blessed you?
Well, let me go back and announce. Well, give you all the speakers. It was Apostle Kevin Duhart, Pastor Lisa Duhart, Apostle Brian Meadows. It was my first time ever hearing Apostle Brian Meadows, awesome man of God. Pastor YPJ, like I said, loved all his clips. Now I got to see the full meal deal. Awesome man of God. Pastor Bev Tucker, awesome anointed woman of God. She didn't care if it was a conference or not. She was out in the hallway casting out demons.
She sure was.
Prophet Taurus Solomon, who I've heard a few times. Apostle Mary Alice, and Apostle Patty. She gave a great teaching on Saturday. Apostle Cherie, Pastor Richard Lorenzo, and Pastor Humberto. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. But those were some of the speakers. And I mean, there were so many things that stuck out to me. First of all, the first thing that stuck out to me was the staff.
Oh yeah.
You know, the staff was very welcoming. You know, and if anyone goes to the Rock San Antonio, you know, I want to personally say thank you guys for your spirit. But the staff was so welcoming. They wanted to make sure that you were okay. They wanted to make sure that you were comfortable. Nobody had an attitude. Nobody was too busy to answer your questions. So, I mean, the staff each day, so they were consistent. And I can imagine they were tired.
They were tired.
Because they had a lot of things going on. But I mean, the staff of the people, I mean, the spirit of the people, of the staff, it was just awesome. It just stood out to me. I mean, they were consistent. They were consistent. What's the apostle name that we took a picture with? I can't think of her name. Older lady.
Apostle McLean.
Apostle McLean.
Yes.
She really blessed me. I mean, just, you know, throughout the entire 3 days, you know, constantly showed love to us, took pictures with us, encouraged us and everything. And I want to, you know, definitely give a shout out to her and the whole Rock staff.
They didn't make you feel like you were a a guest. They made you feel like you
you're
were
at
a part
home.
of,
Feel like you're at
their
right,
assembly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we want to brag on the kingdom when the kingdom does things.
That's right.
In decency and order and with the spirit of excellence. So we thank the staff for their servitude and their spirit, and then the worship.
Yeah. Ooh. Y'all know that's my vein right there.
I'm talking about,
my God.
I'm talking about, man, the water level was just continually raised. I mean, worship, falling on the floor, running, just giving God the honor and glory that he deserved. All the worship leaders, the ones that backed him, the band was all phenomenal. They were all of that. I mean, so when it come to worship and the band and the whole presentation of that, everything was excellent.
They were so skillful, but they were so spirit-led. True. It was just amazing. True. It was amazing.
True. I mean, they just made you, the fire was just contagious. You could just feel it. It was just brewing. It was just awesome. It was just so refreshing to be in the atmosphere. Some things you can't get online.
That's right.
Some things you got to be in the building. I know we're in an age to where everybody is bootlegging services and, people don't want to get out of their house and go and travel to certain things. But sometimes you got to be in the atmosphere. That's right. And one thing about it, I want to be where God is. Now, I understand that God is everywhere, but the truth of the matter is, I want to be where God is moving. That's I want to be where God is working. I want to be where God is speaking. That's and he was doing all of the above in that atmosphere. So the worship was awesome. The staff was awesome. And also the prophecy. The prophetic was going forward. Yeah, I'm talking about, and the prophetic was going forward not just by the speakers. Yeah, it was a prophetic community.
It was a whole atmosphere of the prophetic. There was and I'll tell you how much so. Being in the right place at the right time for me personally. I had a 15-minute conversation with somebody at this conference that put so much in perspective for me, just in passing in the hallway. Because the atmosphere was just prophetic. The people of God were just ready to give out in the prophetic. Right. The activation that we went through we had a prophetic activation class. I don't remember his name, but there was a prophet that taught the prophetic, and we did an exercise where we were able to pray and prophesy to different people in the class. And it was just so strengthening. It built us up. It was just amazing. I can't begin to express how amazing this conference was.
And so, it was a prophetic community. So that was a blessing. You didn't have to get a word from one of the speakers. Yeah. You get a word from the staff. You get a word from your brothers and sisters. That's right. And everyone was walking around encouraging each other, prophesying to each other. Yeah. So the staff was awesome. The worship was awesome. The prophetic community was awesome. And then the speakers, each speaker. Why, PJ, I'm mad at myself that I hadn't been listening more. I didn't know he had that grace on his life, but man, he was awesome. He didn't just give a sermon; he gave a word. Yeah. And then it didn't just stop there. The preceding the word was a move of God. And so when he hit the platform, it was a move of God. God did so much through that mighty man of God. And what I liked about it, and this is what when I was talking about the Seek Conference, one thing that I have to commend Apostle Duhart on is that everybody that he had speaking was not a filler. Everybody had something that was anointed, that was powerful, that was most importantly purposeful. See, because every time you go to services or you go to, different things, everything is not purposeful. Yeah. Every speaker's not purposeful. But speaker after speaker, what was the man of God? Apostle Brian Meadows. Apostle Duhart on the 2 days that he went forward. My first time ever hearing the man of God bring the word, and it fed me. I could feel myself growing from the word that he was releasing. So every speaker had purpose behind what it was they were saying.
It felt like the speakers were putting a puzzle together, and everybody was bringing a piece of the puzzle. And then when they finished, the puzzle was complete. It just seemed like it was just stacking on top of each other. Everything flowed. All of the speakers were anointed. They had a word for us. They had it was intentional. You could tell that it wasn't just,
correction,
my God,
exhortation.
Yes,
you
and the demonstration. We got all of that.
We got it all.
Yes,
we got it all.
did.
So the staff was awesome. The worship was awesome. The prophetic community was awesome. The speakers were awesome. And then they had classes. And the classes were awesome. They had a prophetic class where they taught some basics on the prophetic, and they had classes on evangelism, healing,
marketplace,
mantles in the marketplace. They had so many different classes to choose from. But I want to say this. I've heard Prophet Torres Solomon. I've heard him a few times online. I've listened to him, great teaching. But when I went to his class Saturday, it was 1 hour on the prophetic, and he was teaching on prophets. All I can say is, wow. If you are a prophet, or if you are someone that wants to learn more about the prophetic, I'm going to recommend that you go online, search and follow him on Instagram. I believe he's in Dallas, Texas also.
He's in Dallas.
Find out what he's having. The teaching that he has on the prophetic was profound. It was so profound. I ordered one of his books. I had already had one of his books on deliverance, but then I ordered this book. It's called The Prophet's Job Description, Understanding the Ministry of the Prophet. I promise you, this book will bless your life. He was teaching out of this book. It was things that I had never heard, revelation. Yeah. It was so much revelation that it just blessed me that I had to buy the book. I also got a book by Beverly Tucker, Children's Deliverance Manual. Can you see this? Children's Deliverance Manual. So the classes were awesome also. I mean, just the entire weekend. I like to thank the Rock Church, Pastor Duhar, for putting on an awesome conference. Like I said, I don't do conferences much, for whatever reason. I just really don't have a lot of interest in them. But I thank God that I was able to be a part of this conference. Yeah. It really blessed my life.
Yeah, I second that. It was so, I don't have the words to explain what the conference did for me, because like I said, I've seen miracles happen before, but it's been so long since I've seen something like that happen, since I've seen a room break out like that. I mean, from this corner to that corner, people screaming, they're walking, they're up, I mean, it was just out, and it just reminded me like this must have been what it was like in the days of Jesus, when he came into an area and people began to get healed, and it just made me it just strengthened my faith. Oh my God. And they talked about faith in a whole different way at the conference that blessed me as well. But it strengthened my faith. That's what I say. It strengthened my faith. Apostle Brian Meadows and the way he broke down what a mantle is. Wow. Oh my God, I'll never see it the same again. The way he broke that down, and I heard, we heard them joke about how he's a scientist of the word, but I see why now. He broke it down, and I'll never look at the definition of a mantle the same again. Right. It really blessed me.
It was just awesome, an awesome move of God. Once again, if you are in the San Antonio area, and the Rock is having anything, I would encourage you to go out and be a part of it. I know that I will not miss Mantles Conference 2024. Like my wife said, it was such a blessing. So if anybody's from the Rock ministry, and I have a few friends that go to the Rock, and I just want you guys to know that you have an awesome ministry, awesome man and woman of God, and we just thank you guys for allowing us to be a part of it. Yes. Another thing too, before we went to the conference, we stopped in Katy, Texas.
I'll give them a plug.
Katy, I'm gonna give them a plug. Katy, Texas. Let me see. Let me find it on here. Katy, Texas. There is a restaurant called Aunt Bill's Aunt Bill's Soul Food Cafe. Now, I saw this restaurant online. It's a guy that I follow named Chime Time, and he goes to restaurants and tries them out. So he was in Houston, and he left Houston, went to Katy, and so I saw the restaurant, and he gave a review on the restaurant. So we went the weekend before, and it was like a 2-hour wait. So we said, well, we're coming back next weekend. We'll wait. So we went down Thursday before the conference, and wow. If you are in the Katy area, or if you're not in the Katy area, if you're going anywhere near the Katy area, make sure that you go to Aunt Bill's. Listen to me. The customer service is second to none. And you took pictures of your plate.
I did. I'm going to put them up tonight.
I mean, we had oxtails. I want to try a little bit of everything because I didn't know when the next time we would be there. Chicken, fish, everything. The hospitality was everything. It was clean, great atmosphere. Like I said, all the service, the customer service was just top notch. So if you are looking for some good soul food, Katy, Aunt Bill's, it was awesome. We just wanted to come on and kind of give a review, give the Rock Church their flowers. For everything that they've done over the last few days with the Mantles Conference. And we just want you guys to know it really blessed us. And like I said, if you guys are in the San Antonio area and you hear the Rock is having anything, you probably want to go and check that out. So That's all I wanted to share with you guys. We want you guys to know that we love you guys. Until the next time, I'm Prophet Corey.
And I'm Minister Sean.
And this is Let's Grow Together.
All the pain in the sweat that you're not doing with me. I got to keep pressing.